Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. Is there really anything better than smoked mac and cheese?
Of course, Dad. Smoked brisket mac and cheese.
I've got some leftover brisket. We're gonna make some smoked brisket mac and cheese. Stay tuned. You can see, look at this bark. It's crazy. Oh man, this is perfect. It helps to start with a nice sharp knife, okay? Oh my goodness. Look at that. All right, let's get started on this smoked brisket mac and cheese. To start with, you're gonna need one package of cream cheese, and we're just gonna cube this up. This is gonna be the starter to our cheese sauce. So we just wanna cube this up. You can just cube it up into small cubes. This is going to help the cream cheese melt a little bit faster than if you were just to put it whole in your pan. Okay, so just put these cubes in a plate. All right, so the next step, I've got 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. This is already shredded, so we're just going to put this aside. And I'm going to need 2 cups of a medium cheddar cheese and 1 cup of Munster cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and pass these through the grater, and I'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, so I've got 2 cups of boiling water, and I've got 1 package of elbow macaroni. Now, we want this al dente, which means not all the way cooked, okay? You want the macaroni a little bit firm. So we're gonna give that about 5 minutes, let it boil. Let's get started on that cheese sauce. All right, so while the macaroni is boiling, let's get started on the cheese sauce. So I've got 1 stick of butter, which is half a cup. We're gonna let this melt down. And you want your heat on a medium heat, okay? You don't want it too hot. You don't want to burn your butter or the flour that we're gonna add to it here in a minute. All right, so the butter is melted down. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of flour and mix that in. Now this is gonna create a really nice smooth cheese sauce. So once you got that mixed in, add another tablespoon. Again, 1 tablespoon at a time. Mix it in. Should be a total of 3 to 4 tablespoons of flour, okay? You want this nice and smooth. So I can tell that I need some more flour there. All right, here's 1 more tablespoon. All right, just 1 more tablespoon, and this should be it. So mix that in, and you want to use a whisk so that the flour doesn't clump up on you. All right, so you can see how smooth and silky this roux is. So just let it cook down a little bit. Keep stirring it. All right, so the next step is we're going to be adding some half and half. We're just going to add about 1 cup to start, and keep on mixing it. Okay, add 1 more cup. Just like that. So I've got 2 cups in here right now, and we will be adding a 3rd. Okay, see how it's getting nice and thick? We're ready for our 3rd cup of half and half. There we go. All right, so I've got 3 cups of half and half. Let that come together real quick. So you can see it's nice and silky smooth, and that's what you want. And just let it warm up a little bit, because remember you brought that temperature down. All right, so I've already turned off the mac and cheese. I'm gonna drain that, and I'll bring you guys right back. Stay tuned. All right, so the sauce is nice and warmed up. We're gonna add our cream cheese first and let that melt into the sauce. Now, if you don't like cream cheese, You can leave this out, but why would you, right? Look at how silky smooth that is. Stir it in. All right, so once your cream cheese is melted in, go ahead and start adding your cheeses. There's some of the cheddar. You're gonna add this a little bit at a time. Here's some of the Munster and some of the Parmesan. Just keep stirring that in. And as it melts, keep adding more cheese. All right, I'm gonna let this melt down and we'll bring you guys right back. Stay tuned. All right, so the cheese sauce is melted down completely. Now this is a little thicker than I normally like it. So I'm gonna add a little bit more half and half and thin this down a little bit, okay? Just a little bit at a time. So total half and half is gonna be 4 cups. All right, so this is the consistency that you want. Really nice and smooth cheese sauce. Look at that. All right, let's assemble this brisket mac and cheese. Stay tuned. All right, I've got some leftover brisket here, and I'm gonna take some of the fat off of this, because obviously you don't want that in your mac and cheese. So just trim all the fat off. There we go, or most of it anyway. And you wanna cut this up into small cubes. Okay, cut these in half. Just like that. So you want these little cubes, just like that. About 1/2-inch squares is what you want. All right, so I'm gonna cut this up and I'll bring you guys right back. Stay tuned. All right, so I've chopped up the brisket. Let's assemble our brisket mac and cheese. So we're just gonna dump some of the macaroni into a cast iron pan. Just cover the bottom of it. Just like that. Then we're gonna add some cheese sauce. So I did pour my cheese sauce in this container here. Just makes it a lot easier to pour out. Okay, so mix that together. We're gonna do this in layers, okay? Gonna go ahead and add some of our brisket. Mix it all in there. Oh yes. Okay, and repeat the process. Macaroni. Cheese sauce. Look at that. And some brisket. I mean, this is brisket mac and cheese, right? So just fold it all together. And one more. Just like that. Cheese sauce. Save a little bit. And brisket. Okay, fold it in. All right, to this, I'm gonna add some paprika. About a tablespoon or so. Okay, mix it in. It's gonna give it a good smoky flavor as well. I can see the rub coming off of the brisket. Some of that pepper. This was a Wagyu brisket that I had left over, and I used SPG on it, so this is gonna be fantastic. All right, so the next process is I've got 1/2 stick of butter, melted butter, and I'm gonna add some panko breadcrumbs to this for a topping. Just let it soak up that butter. All right, to this, I'm gonna add some of the Victory Lane garlic jalapeno seasonal. About 1/2 tablespoon. And to that, I'm also gonna add some of the beef rub and seasoning from Victory Lane Barbecue. Okay, grab a fork, and mix it all together. Okay, a little bit more breadcrumbs. There you go. So you want it nice and crumbly like this. If you see that it's too wet, add some more breadcrumbs, okay? So that is perfect right there. All right, we're gonna put these breadcrumbs on top of our mac and cheese. Just sprinkle it on the top like this. Now I am gonna be smoking this in my Yoder YS640 pellet smoker at 275 degrees. Let's head outside. Stay tuned. All right, so we're outside of my Yoder YS640 pellet smoker, and I did make an audible. I said 275 degrees earlier. We're gonna smoke these at 300 degrees, top shelf. That's gonna go for about 45 minutes or until I get a nice golden brown color on the top. So we'll see you guys back in a bit. Stay tuned. All right, 45 minutes into the cook. Oh man, that looks good. It's starting to bubble already. Got some nice golden brown color on the top of this. That is looking absolutely gorgeous. Gonna give this another 10 minutes and we'll see you guys inside. Stay tuned. All right, so the smoked brisket mac and cheese is ready. Has a really nice golden brown color on the top of it, and it is really hot, but I think that's the only way to eat mac and cheese, so listen to that crunch. Oh man, this is gonna be good. Just gonna grab a spoonful, especially with some of that breading. Look at that, guys. Oh yes. This is gonna be good. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Let's give it a taste. All right, let's give this smoked brisket mac and cheese a try and see how we did. Nice hearty bowl. Can't wait for this. Got to get some of that brisket, some of that mac and cheese, some of the buttered panko breadcrumbs with that Victory Lane barbecue rub on the top of it. Look at that. Here we go. Holy cow. Man, this is good. I'm gonna grab me another spoonful. That has got to be the best mac and cheese in the world. You know, the noodles are still nice and whole. They're not broken up or anything. And that's that extra cup of half and half that we added. You know, you don't want to dry it up. So this is absolutely delicious. Man, I can't get over how good this is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. I also want to invite you to follow me on Instagram. It's at Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. I'm going to leave a link in the description box. Thanks for watching. Till next time, Joe is Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. See ya.